Hello, fabulous superstar Aries. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of July 2023. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month. Without a doubt, big moves happening in the sky now. On the 3rd of the month, we will have this month's full moon taking place at the top of your sky. And this part of the sky speaks to career, life purpose, and what a higher, more loving vision for your life could be. It is the most public, most visible part of the sky, and it speaks to how people may see you from afar before they've actually met you, your larger reputation, if you will. And in this way, this part of the sky also becomes associated with legacy and the destiny that we create. Now, full moons make things clear, especially emotionally clear, and they help matters to come to fruition. You get your answers, and it isn't so much about what's new, it's about what comes to completion or whose time and what opportunities time has come. And so, having a full moon here always represents changes where it comes to your understanding of either purpose or practical career related opportunities. Well, this full moon is lit up in important ways. A supremely harmonious connection with Jupiter is very fortunate, along with a harmonious connection to Saturn. And this suggests that there may very well be career advancement opportunities that find you now. The financial piece of it is very much a part of it as well. And that can feel like a boost. And the opportunities that come have the potential to move you towards larger successes for a long time to come. They have the potential to last. But this can also be change in a more hopeful direction. Where it is you've been on a particular career trajectory, maybe that hasn't resonated for a while. Well, this could be some other opportunity that feels more in line with the long-term successes you wish to create. And it also comes with that promise of financial growth as well. And so you can see here whether it's opportunity, whether it's promotion, a very likely scenario, or an interview or audition situations, they can go exceptionally well at this time. However, here's the thing, we do have Mercury opposite this full moon, which is about mixed messages, but also on your part, sort of like double talk and double thought as well. And so, whether that is someone saying something and you hearing something and then realizing afterwards it was something else, whether it is you being indecisive about some opportunity that comes up where you're literally looking at the pros and cons and how much change you're feeling comfortable with or not, there is a part of you that may be going back and forth, if only within yourself in some way. Regardless, this is energy of success as you uniquely define it, opening up to you. And it's a sense of perhaps a conversation that isn't necessarily the easiest to approach with bosses or people in positions of authority, perhaps arising very spontaneously, that ultimately end up being very beneficial to you. They help you to understand where you are, but also where it is you most desire to grow. What does that look like for you? And what real opportunities are showing up now to align you with the growth and the prosperity you most want now? On the 17th of the month, we have this month's new moon happening at the foundation of your chart. So this is the most private part of your sky, and it has to do with what really is not visible by others. Now, whether that privacy is within your own space, your living situation, for example, whether that's you feeling more at home within yourself, more comfortable with yourself in your own skin, in your own body, or whether this represents connecting with your past in some way, especially your family of origin, your parents in particular, where that applies. It is these very areas that can feel as if they get new perspectives as well as new opportunities. And so all the three big outer planets are speaking with this new moon, which does suggest that big things are happening, possibly feeling very faded, like they have a will of their own. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have a lot of choice. You absolutely do. But it is at this time that it feels as if some of the most decisive things are just what ends up coming together or just popping up in some way. And so I say this because this new moon is speaking in supreme harmony with Neptune. That is magical energy. That's very hopeful as well, but it can feel like something new shows up and it feels so sweet, so inviting. We've got a harmonious connection with Uranus as well, and that can suggest surprise, but it's the kind of surprise that also delights. So these two energies in and of themselves do suggest that whatever new is being initiated now, there's a sense of excitement as to what it could lead. But we've also got Pluto opposite this new moon. And that speaks to some necessity, some matter of perhaps a power struggle that is leading to the changes that are transpiring now. And so it becomes important to trust your life to the best of your ability, to understand that there are factors there that you don't control. That absolutely is the case. But in the process, to find the wisdom within it, that unleashes magic for you now. And so, for some of you, buying, selling, moving, attracting a new roommate, that could come into focus in some way at this time. And so, that focus in and of itself does suggest that you're wanting to invite these changes, and it can feel like they come together rather quickly. But with Pluto at the top of your sky, having to do with destiny and legacy, there may be a part of you that's really trying to figure out how to make it come together and reconciling with perhaps practical career matters, or more personally, an understanding of where you're going in a higher sense and how that fits into this moment as to where it is that you're going to be and live, literally or figuratively. Other Aries may find themselves wanting to spend more time with their family of origin, to go home in some way, if you will. And with this energy, there can be factors there that you wish were different. But there's also every reason for hope and connection and ease and just this energy that feels very blessed happening at this time as well. If there's any cause of concern taking place with a family member, I'm so sorry to say it does happen, but the great thing is that we've got lots of cosmic support for things changing very quickly in a way that feels surprising, but also feels fortunate as well. And so there's every reason for hope at this time if something should arise. But this also allows you for new perspectives and new understandings, which magnify that sense of healing for you now, especially new understandings related to your own past. Going all the way back to your childhood, reconciling with your past, seeing it in a way that unleashes all kinds of positive energy into your life now. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't also mention the nodes are going to change signs, with the North Node moving into your sign now and will be in your sign for the next year and a half. This is energy that I did speak of at length in the year ahead horoscope for your sign. And so I'll try to link to that below as well. But for all that, with the North Node entering your sign, this can be a time when you become that much more aware of karmic growth and related to you. This initiates a time when who you know yourself to be on a level of identity is going to begin to go through dramatic shifts now and in the year and a half ahead. Eclipses are going to be a big part of that. We're not there quite yet, but I will walk this journey with you every single step of the way. But having said that, if you start to feel like as you move through your life, things start feeling more karmic, more destined, more fated, you want to look for what it is saying and how it is informing matters of identity and priority. That's what's likely to go through massive shifts for you now as part of this undertaking. And when I say karmic undertaking, I mean that its time has come. Your soul is ready for these lessons. And some of the best stuff is just going to show up. And sometimes it may show up in ways that don't feel like a blessing, but it will be in retrospect that you realize that starting now and in the coming year and a half, big changes took place for you that shifted your understanding of self. And in some cases, even put you on a whole new trajectory of your life, rooted in a renewed sense or a whole different sense of whom it is you know yourself to be. Now, where it comes to matters of love, that is, of course, the big news. Lots of us are talking about it already. I know I'm being asked about it a lot as well. It will be in the first part of this month that I'll have Venus special horoscopes up as well. So be on the lookout for that on my social media here on YouTube as well. Now, having said that, um, yeah, Venus is going retrograde this month. And I've been telling you that this is set to be a doozy of a Venus retrograde season. And important characteristics like Venus squaring Uranus, that's a shock a minute. Connecting in quincunx formation with Neptune and in some cases widely with Pluto as well. That connection is there also. It does suggest that feeling overpowering forces, feeling disappointment may very well be part of this time, but we also have ongoing connections with Chiron that bring profound healing in the midst of all this as well. And so it was the shadow that started last month, and it started off rather smooth, easier, if you will, all else being equal. It started off with that beautiful trine to Chiron in your sign. That took place last month. As soon as we start this month, right out of the gate, we've got Venus square Uranus, and that energy where it feels like matters of love can just shake very quickly and reveal the truth very quickly. But at the same time, you're wondering, what is the truth? Well, that's going to be an overall theme for all of us. Now, for you, this Venus retrograde takes place with Venus in that heart-oriented part of the sky, having to do with the romance and flirtation as well. And remember, this Venus retrograde will go from the 23rd of July to the 4th of September, after which Venus will go direct, but still in shadow until the 7th of October. So nice long energy here, big lessons playing out. And for you in particular, this Venus retrograde season is likely to be incredibly important. It connects you to romance, flirtation, and what you need to feel loved. In an instant, it may be seen very differently. Just when you think you have it, you may need a bit of a reality check moment, need to face your own disappointments of the past as part of moving forward. For those of you open to meeting someone new this month, right out of the gate, and really the energy throughout this month, even into next as well, um, we have you wanting to be out there, flirtation, romance. Those opportunities may come about in ways that feel like a surprise, that leave you feeling uncertain, that have you wondering what it is you are really wanting. Are you really reading signals properly or not? And all this may take you by somewhat of a surprise. Wherever it is that you have mixed feelings or doubts about moving forward in love or tapping into the opportunities available to you in love, all of that may stir for you at this time, but also holds a tremendous amount of potential, helping you to get honest with yourself and also helping you to understand what some of these larger, very valuable lessons in matters of heart are set to be for you now and in the months ahead. For those of you just starting to date someone, remember breakups that happen with Venus retrograde, especially where Venus is retrograde for you, tend to not stay broken up. And yeah, that may happen. I have to be straightforward with you. But if it feels as if someone you're getting to know, whether it's you that has mixed messages, whether it's you that has mixed feelings, or you feel mixed messages from them, you feel like they're not certain about you, regardless, it's almost like even if it doesn't work out, it's not completely over, at least not in the immediacy. Whatever you need to learn about love is going to stir for you very strongly now and in the months ahead. And that may play out with this person, whether or not they're around as much as you may like. Regardless, always do what's right for you to do in light of your unique circumstances. You're about to see some truths about this person, about dating, about yourself and what you're wanting, whether or not you feel that can be met here, where your expectations are reasonable, where they're not. You're going to see it all very differently. And you may not necessarily have clear answers, but that really is okay. It is the journey that's the point to learning about what love is for you. And for those of you in an established bond, having Venus retrograde in a heart-oriented part of the sky really comes down to an understanding of love, how love is shown, how love is experienced by you, and whether or not you feel that sense of appreciation and love from your partner. There may be surprises. There may be moments that feel really unexpected, and it can lend itself to mixed feelings on your part. On the one hand, there's this fear of loss. On the other hand, there's a desire for more and more stability as well. Now, sometimes this is factors that are arising within you. It's your own doubt coming forward. Sometimes you are very sure, but you wonder what's happening with your partner. Now, other times it may be that it's not necessarily a decision by you or your partner. If your partnership has always been strong, this can be other factors that come in that help you to get more clear as to the heart connection that the two of you have. One thing I can say for certain with Venus retrograde season, where love is strong, it only grows stronger. Where there are issues that need to be worked out, they come right to the surface. And a month like this absolutely will encourage you to look at those issues and sometimes surprising moments. It's part of understanding the best way forward for both of you. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. Wow, there is a lot here, right? I am going to say the North Node moving into your sign really is the star of the show for you now. This is huge. Whenever the nodes change signs, it's like all of us know that our karmic learning and lessons are going to shift gear in some way, going to take us in different directions, and a different area of life starts to experience more breakthroughs and quick events that feel like they come out of nowhere. For you, this is so rooted in what matters to you most and what matters to you first. Keep that at the forefront. And when you don't, in an instant, it may come back into the forefront now. But also remember, this is a larger energy. It's going to be with you for the next year and a half. So get comfortable to the best of your ability now, because you're about to learn whom it is you are very differently, moving towards a more authentic expression and definition of self. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership rate. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.